Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you are new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one. Today I am doing a Do We Love Her video, and this time I'm going indie with my Notoriously Morbid Loki palette. I think I still do love her, but we're gonna go ahead and play with this one. If you want to go ahead and see a look with this palette and just hear a little bit about it, keep on watching this video. Let me know what you think, and if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. All right, you guys, so I'm so happy to pull this out. It has been some time. If you have not heard of Notoriously Morbid, you need to. They are a very unique indie brand based out of West Virginia. They come out with some really unique and interesting color stories, and this here is the Loki palette. And here is what it looks like. I really enjoy Marvel movies. My sister got me into them, and I really enjoy them. I love superheroes. I always have. And just different characters. I still have not watched the Loki show on Disney Plus, but I do love Loki as a character on the Thor movies. So yes, let me show you this one, y'all. Okay, here is the palette. There are some really unique shades. There's a flaky shade that I don't use very much. Well, I have not used this palette that much because I have so many, but I love this, and I love greens. I also love how Notoriously Morbid puts their shades on the back. Like, they usually use a symbol, and they also show the color of the eyeshadow shade, so you know where it is on the front, like in the pan. So sometimes they do invert them. I realized that in my last video, but oftentimes they do have this shade where it is, like this one. Let me see, Glad Tidings, this brown shade. If you flip it, there it is. So you don't have to like figure out which shade is which. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and just get into a look with this palette. So I am gonna start with Glad Tidings, which is this beautiful warm brown transition shade. And before I do that, let me tell you what I am wearing. Oh my gosh, where's the lipstick? Because I gotta show y'all the lipstick. It's one of my favorites that I bought this year. I do have on the Hourglass Ambient Foundation. I wear the shade 11. I have on my Dior concealer, Chantecaille powder. For bronzer, what am I wearing for bronzer? Oh, I am wearing the Hourglass Tiger palette. So this is that orangey blush from the Tiger palette. The finishing powder I use as a bronzer, and it's just so pretty. And then my highlighter is actually from Chanel. It is called the Balm Essential. And you see how it just gives you that kind of wet look, which I really like. I know everyone doesn't love that, but I do. But the lipstick, y'all, this is by Juvia's Place. These are some of the best lipsticks I bought this year, and this is the shade Nile. This is a really unique shade for me because it's brown, but it has kind of a golden yellow undertone. And this, I only have a shade, and this is truly unique in my collection. Put a little bit more on. I love this shade. It's just really different. Juvia's Place lipsticks, y'all. I don't go for the eyeshadows much, but the lipsticks are a definite yes. So let's go ahead and get into this. I am starting with Glad Tidings, and I'm using a brush by, let's see, Lavish. This is just your traditional blending brush. And for eyeshadow primer, I'm wearing the Nars Matte Concealer. Oh, I didn't even take the plastic off this mirror. And I'm actually doing this look in preparation for a video where I'm gonna showcase all of my Notoriously Morbid palettes. And I'm sad because I'm missing 2 quads. I have no idea where they are at all. And it's very sad because I thought I knew where they were. And this seems to be a reoccurring problem lately, where I don't know where things are or things have disappeared. And I think that just comes with having too much eyeshadow. So if I do find them, I'll make sure I come back and showcase them. But for the most part, I have all of my palettes lined up here and ready to go. Look how pretty. The Notoriously Morbid mattes are a bit powdery. So you can just see here, there's some powder up there in the pan. I typically just tap them off and keep it moving, and I have no problem. like no serious fallout or anything like that. And this shade is going on just as beautifully as I remember. And even though this palette is discontinued, the reason that I like to showcase the Notoriously Morbid palettes is because this is a brand that you're gonna have to purposely put on your radar. They are very understated, very low-key. Low-key. Okay, sorry y'all, I'm sorry. But to me, they're just a very low-key brand. I'm laughing because there's no pun intended. And if you see something that you like, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna sell out because a lot of people are gonna feel the same way. And I don't know how many palettes they make, you know, when they have these launches and they are gone. And chances are, there's a high chance that they are not coming back. So I just want to say that. And the reason that I'm going to be doing a video showcasing their palettes is because I want to put them on the map. Like they're awesome. And I just want people to know, like, hey, this is a brand, like I'm going to have to follow their page, or I'm going to have to, you know, check them out. I'm going to have to look at their website. And it seems like they do rely on their affiliates for the advertisement. So I am going to link a couple people that also get PR or that work for the brand, aside from myself, that may put swatches up quicker than Notoriously Morbid puts the swatches up. She does have a YouTube channel, but that's not a main source of trafficking for the brand as far as what I've seen. Now, this palette only has 2 mattes. So we've got this deep green here, but these shimmers, like, okay, Glorious Purpose. This one right here, I just want you to see this. Look at that. And let me turn down the exposure because I need y'all to understand what we're dealing with here. Look at that. Look at the fire in this shade. It is so beautiful. I mean, okay, we're gonna have to use that. One of the other ones that I really like, actually there are a few, Born to Be a King. And even the names, like, just beautiful. Look at that. The sparkle. If you like shades that have a sparkle in them, this is going to be your brand. Trust My Rage. Beautiful. I'm just going to swatch all the shimmers. Illusions is this orange here. This is a really beautiful foiled shade, and the basis is really deep. Here we have Surprise. Mischief. Should have just watched the palette from the beginning, probably. And then we have this flaky shade, which is called Stolen Relic. The flaky shades, I really don't use too much. And these aren't gonna swatch great because they're flakies. So I am having a hard time with it. It's very, it's a chunky, really chunky shade. You can liquefy them some. And if you like shades like this, you know, this is gonna be right up your alley. I don't really use them, but look at that. This is ridiculous. That's all I can say. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to take the other matte, which is Neil, the green. We're gonna do kind of a halo situation with this, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna tap this on the inner and outer corner and leave a space in the middle. I have been trying to practice with my halo eyes lately, probably more so off camera. And these mattes really blend so well. Like, I feel like there's certain colors, like with brands, sometimes, you know, you blend them together and it gets muddy. It might be because these are powdery that they blend so well, but yes. And also, I am going to purchase the shadow bind. I have heard now from so many people that their shadow bind, which is the glitter glue, is incredible. So I think it would really be worth getting it. I did say in my last video with the Rusted Essence palette that some of their shimmers remind me a bit of loose pigments, but they're pressed. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what they remind me of, pressed loose pigments. So you can get fallout, they can be really glittery and sparkly, and you can create a huge mess. But I think that shadow bind is gonna be great the brand actually does recommend using a really good glitter primer. And it's funny because they never say use the shadow bind. They never say that. They just say use a glitter primer. But I'm hearing that the shadow bind is excellent. So that is going to be a worthwhile purchase for me. And I'm not sure when this video is going up, but they even have like a Pennywise palette coming out, and it's a color story that I like. I don't know if I necessarily need that palette. I didn't get anything about getting it in PR, but like I almost just want it for the creativity of it all. It's just cute. And then on the back, like how Loki has the horns, the Pennywise palette has the balloons, and like it's a balloon in each color of the shadow. It's like a white, a orange, a red, and a yellow, or like a shimmer, a white shimmer. So this is what we're working with for the halo. So I have that space here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I have to go into Glorious Purpose. This is just the most beautiful shade. It's this one right here. Like, I have to use that shade. So I am going to, let's see, I'm gonna use a brush just because I'm gonna spray it. The other thing I said in my video is you can spray your brush and dip into these looser shadows and it will not mess them up. It will not give them any type of hard pan. So I love that. And let me just show you what I mean by it being loose. So I don't know if you can see, but where I dipped in, there's just a lot of like sparkle and loose shimmer. So like I do have some shimmer on my pants. I personally don't care. It is totally worth it all, in my opinion. So let me just zoom in because I really want y'all to see when I put this shade on, just how beautiful this is. Like, so beautiful. And I am still getting some fallout, and I have absolutely no cares about it at all. And you know, you can always do your face makeup last. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm gonna spray my brush. I love how buildable the mattes are, like how I can use that green. You know, I could probably even use it as a transition if I wanted to. I just think that is so beautiful. It's probably because of the texture of the mattes, but look how pretty that is. This is a beautiful shift. Like, the sparkles in here really make this shade unique. And I think what I want to do is let's go into Born to Be a King and see if we can put that on the outer edges. Now these do have some pretty big chunks in them. I'm a little nervous, and I'm just gonna tap it. So I don't know if you can see it on the outer edges at all. You can see it there, yes. I'm gonna try to just kind of smooth it out. There are some bigger glitter particles in Born to Be a King, so you may or may not like that. But that's, I mean, if you want unique eyeshadow palettes and looks, this is gonna be it. I definitely should have done my face makeup last, but it's totally worth the look. I have a Sonia G, let's see. I have a Sonia G soft shader, just going back into the green and just kind of putting it on the outer corner again. I just want to try to have a nice gradient in the inner corner. And then I'm going to just bring that green underneath here. I'm not really adding any more pigments. And last but not least, we need an inner corner. Wait. And I am going to take a Blends Bunny B2 brush, and let's go ahead and go into the shade Mischief, which is this white. And here it is. You see it's there. It's really loose, so I'm gonna spray. All right, here is the look, you guys. Ooh, fix that a little bit. All right, here's the look. All right, let me know what you think. I'm gonna actually just do my usual liner and mascara, and I will be back to let you know, do we still love her? I do think y'all know the answer though. All right, you all, I'm back with the finished look. I'm gonna zoom in. I know we already kind of looked at it, but this is so beautiful, so beautiful. And what I did was I used a metallic green liner by Urban Decay in the shade Overdrive that I've had forever. Just thought it went really well with this. And then my Dior Show mascara. I think this is a really beautiful look. It's smoky. I love the sparkle in this. It's really special. So to answer the question, do I still love this Loki palette? The answer is yes, absolutely. And this is probably one of my favorite palettes from Notoriously Morbid. They just always have so many great palettes and color stories, and they always surprise me. So I'm always like looking to see what are they going to come out with next, and what's going to be the theme or the color story, and how are they going to play that out in an eyeshadow palette. So I love how they put their palettes together. I mean, even down to the stickers that they come out with, how they lay it out on the back. They are very good with letting you know which shadows are vegan, which ones are lip safe. They're really good with letting you know which shadows are vegan, which ones are lip safe or not lip safe, and all of that. And I think they just always have a special touch to their palette, and I'm really thankful that I discovered this brand. I'm glad to show you this palette in action because it is so beautiful. And even though you cannot purchase this one, they're gonna come out with something else that I'm sure you're gonna really, really love. So put them on your radar, follow them, follow the content creators that I link in the description box if you are interested in this brand. You know, there's a lot of indie brands that are out now that, I don't know, it just seems like the eyeshadows are the same formula, the same texture. And I have not experienced that with Notoriously Morbid. So when I do find a brand that has some uniqueness to it, I really do want to shout them out. And I think this is one of them. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me today for another Do We Love Her or Do We Still Love Her video. I hope this was therapy for you because it always is for me. Until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all really soon. Block your